All right, welcome to the inaugural Peyton Suds Report. This is Peyton Haller, and he is going to be talking all things Brewers. Peyton.
Hello, everyone, and I'm really excited to be doing this weekly show, and I'm very passionate and devoted to the Brewers, and let's go Brewers.
All right, we might as well jump into the first part of the show. We like to call happy hour. And what that is we're going to go over the games briefly from last week, Monday through today, which is Sunday. Today is Sunday, the 2nd of May. Monday, April 26th, Marlins 8, Brewers nothing. Colton Wong leading off, went 3 for 4. Corbin Burns got the loss, and he gave up 4 earned runs in 5 innings. Peyton.
I'm gonna be honest, it sucked, but Colton Wong continued his hard hitting ways. Not a bad off-season signing by David Stones. I think he kind of knows what he's doing. And for Corbin Burns, it was a mixed bag. He did, one positive about the start is he continued his consecutive strikeouts without giving up a walk. It's at 49, so hopefully he can break the record in his next start.
All right, Tuesday, April 27th, Brewers 5, Marlins 4. Tyrone Taylor went 3 for 4. Let's see, Adrian Hauser, he got the win, 5 2/3, 3 earned runs, 7 Ks, 1 walk. Peyton.
Yeah, I thought I'm gonna start with Peyton Hauser. I think it was a big start for him, and I really liked that during one part of the game he got into a little trouble and he only allowed a 1. And in the past, it seems like innings can kind of get away from him sometimes. So that was really positive.
What about Tyrone Taylor?
Tyrone Taylor, he's looking like the natural, only right-handed, and he's making. I bet Quick Counsell's going to have a big decision to make once Christian Yelich comes back.
Yelich may sit the bench, you think?
Yeah.
All right, Wednesday, the 28th of April, Marlins 6, Brewers 2. We lost that one. Urias, I think his name is.
Yeah.
He went 2 for 3, the new shortstop that they just called up. Zach Godley got the loss. He went 3 innings, gave up 4 earned runs.
Urias, again, great offseason. He's turning into a great offseason acquisition. Ever since Arcia got traded and he could, take the shortstop job.
Did he come up from the minors?
No, he was with the Brewers, but it was Clegg was bouncing back and forth between Arcia and Urias. Urias, ever since he, really could grab the shortstop position by the reins, he has really been looking good.
Yeah, and Godley.
Godley didn't look great. I would imagine, I have no experience, of course, but I would imagine it's a very difficult spot, especially now, no minor league season yet. And he was in Appleton, and he really couldn't. I mean, they tried to do their best, but nothing's like pitching in a live actual.
Yeah, in the majors, yeah, of course. So Thursday, Brewers 2, Dodgers 1. It's a 1-run game. Travis Shaw, I believe he hit the 2-run homer, correct?
Yes.
And Eric Lauer, spot start, got the win, 5 innings, no earned runs, 2 walks, 3 Ks. What do you think about that?
That was just a great game all around. I actually almost had to go to the hospital. I almost had a heart attack because it was so exciting. But Travis, he was slumping. He was in a bit of a slump, but hopefully his 2-run home run that he hit, begins something great for him.
What can you say about Eric Lauer?
He, again, like Zach Godley, has to be a difficult situation, but he pitched great, and I mean, if the Brewers make it to the playoffs, which hopefully they do, or they have a big game against the Dodgers again, I'd like Rex to just put him in. His career ERA against the Dodgers is below 2.
Yeah, he's the Dodger Slayer, isn't he?
Yes.
Friday, Brewers 3, Dodgers 1, another close game. Jackie Bradley Jr. got a home run. Nice to see him swinging the bat better. And fastball, Freddie. He got the win. He's 3-0. Gave up 1 run, 1 hit, and 7 Ks with a walk.
Yeah, but JBJ, I mean, they didn't have a real active off season. I don't think the Brewers and the rest of the major leagues, but the couple acquisitions David Stone's made, he really has. They've made a real impact, and he's JBJ was slumping, but it was in a little slump, but again, like Travis said, hopefully this is a start of
And what can you say about Freddie?
Freddie, I wouldn't really call him fastball Freddie anymore.
No?
He's much so. Actually, Vinny Latino, and he does some of the Brewers Live pre and post game.
Yeah.
He calls him Fred now because
he's grown up and graduated from the fastball name.
He has now. Primarily he was throwing like 95% fastballs, but now he has a slider and a changeup, and he even mixes in a curveball.
Maybe they'll call him Slick Slider Freddie, huh?
Yeah, but it's Spanish. I don't know if it's Spanish.
Yeah, I don't know either. We'd have to have
Sophia.
Yeah.
You know.
She could interpret for us, right?
Yeah.
So Saturday, close one again. The Brewers 3 straight against the Dodgers. Brewers 6, Dodgers 5. Let's see. Urias hit a home run. Garcia went 2 for 4. I can't remember if he hit a home run, but I know you'll let us know. And then for pitching, we're highlighting, instead of starting pitching Suter, Williams, and Josh Hader. 3 innings amongst the 3 of them. No hits, no runs. Couple strikeouts, couple walks. What do you have to say about that game?
Well, Urias, again, he's really turning around. I think, like, before the Horsey trade, he was hitting in the low 100s. And he's been really, again, consistent playing time. That's what happens when players can play consistently.
Yeah.
And the bullpen, I think that's a great sign, because after the first week and a half, 2 weeks, I think the bullpen, their ERA was, I think, a little over 5.
Yeah, and I think in the past few years, it's always been the Brewers slugging it out and trying to get more runs than the pitchers and the bullpen would give up. But it's a different. This year is completely different than it's been in the past. Those 1 and 2 run games, the Brewers have the bullpen now to take care, to step up to the plate when the hitters aren't hitting.
Yeah, and if you notice, I mean, Brent Suter was drafted by the Brewers. Devin Williams was drafted by the Brewers. J.P. Feyereisen, they traded for, but Josh Hader, they traded. And
what about Perdomo? Where'd they get him from?
The Blue Jays.
Okay, it's another nice pitcher, young pitcher.
So I mean, they're either homegrown or they got them, where they were still in the minors.
Okay, so the last game, this is Sunday the 2nd, was just today. It ended a couple hours ago. It was a close one. Yeah. The Brewers just lost. It was 16-4.
Yeah, real nail biter.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There are some positives in the game. I'm not going to talk about them. I'm just going to say the names. Nottingham, Zimmerman, and then the major league debut, unfortunately, of Bettinger. Yeah. So what do you say about the hitting, first of all?
Well, Nottingham, I can't imagine being him.
Why is that?
He was designated for assignments, and I think they said April 26th, 27th. Picked up by the Mariners, and then a couple days later, they traded him back for cash consideration. So, and he arrived at in Milwaukee at 1 a.m.
And started catching, right?
Yeah, and
How did he do hitting?
he had 2 home runs. I wish it was a closer game because
Yeah.
I feel like, in a 16-4 loss, that's going to get a little, forgotten about.
Overlooked or something.
Yeah.
Zimmerman? The
Zimmerman,
pitcher? Yeah.
I can't imagine, what a roll-in for him, too. He was up in Appleton at the alternative training site, and I think in his contract, he had to get called up by April 30th, or he could, they had to release him.
He was going to retire then, didn't he tell his agent?
Yeah, he was up in Eagle
River.
River.
I think he was catching some perch and some bluegill. Wasn't
Yeah.
And in the boat, and then he told his agent he thought about it, didn't he?
Yeah, he said he was retired for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And then the Brewers called his agent, and plus, him being from Wisconsin, pitching collegiately for Stevens Point, you just have to feel great.
Yeah, and then Bettinger, a rough first outing, 4 innings, struggled through, 11 earned runs. What do you have to say about him?
Yeah, unfortunately too, he struggled along through his outing. Quite Council had to get innings from him to, save the bullpen because we're put, in a stretch of consecutive games, so he had to, kind of bite the bullet.
You were talking about that one play that basically could have turned the tide of the game a different way.
Yeah, there was a ground ball to Keston Hila, and Bettinger had to, it was away from first base, so Bettinger had to come, and Hila threw it to him, but Bettinger, with his feet, couldn't touch the base. And after that, the inning just got away.
Yeah, the floodgates opened, didn't they?
Yeah, but he had a good season in 2019 for the Suckers, so, I think he has the talent to, come back.
You were at a Shuckers game, I think, the first season, right?
Yeah, Orlando Ocio was on the team.
Yeah, he was the shortstop. I remember we went to that game. Instead of pausing, we're going to jump right into the segment that we call 2 for 1. We're going to highlight one position player, and one pitcher. The first one, Tyrone Taylor from California. He was drafted way back in 2012 in the 2nd round. What do you have to say about him?
He's been tearing the cover off of baseball lately, and it's just great to see a guy who, was drafted in 2012, as you said, and, scrapped and clawed through the minors, and finally got his chance, and he's making the most of it. Of course, once Yelich comes back, Craig might tell him you can go back to California and drink martinis.
Yeah. Just take it easy. We have someone, right?
Yeah.
The pitcher that we haven't talked about him really is J.P. Fireeisen from River Falls, Wisconsin. Went to what college was that?
Same as Jordan Zimmerman.
Yeah. What do you think how he's been doing?
At first I feel like it was just a great story and people in Wisconsin, could wrap their arms around him. But, now, he's the top. He's really turning into, quite counter the other night, Friday night. He had a Devin Williams sit in his customary 8th inning role, and he had Fireeisen come in. So he's really making a name for himself and pitching some impactful innings.
Yeah, we have him down here as his ERA is 0.00.
Yeah.
Doesn't get much better than that.
No.
All right, we're gonna jump into since this is going well, a segment we call buying around, and what that is what's going on in the Central. These are the standings in the Central Division as we speak right now. Peyton.
The Milwaukee Brewers, of course, winning in first place, and they're 17-11. The Cardinals are 16-12, and they're one game back behind the Brewers. And the Reds are 12-14, and they're 3.5 games back. They've got off to a great start, but they've been slipping recently. And the Pirates are 12-15, and they're 4.5 games back. And I totally love that. This makes my day. The Chicago Cubs are 12-16 in last place.
They're in the basement, aren't
And
they?
they're 5 games back. Beautiful.
You love seeing that, don't you?
Yes.
All right, so we did around the Central. Now a Brewers fact that people might not know.
This I had no clue. So this was very fascinating.
I think we can give them a hint that they're when you read this, they might see something from this player in the bat behind you.
Oh yeah.
Let's hear it.
Maybe. What Hall of Fame Brewer was an avid Cleveland Browns fan, and even went to home games dressed in a disguise, and went in their famous dog pound area.
In disguise, huh?
Yes.
So we'll give everyone a few seconds to think about that. Brewer Hall of Famer was a Cleveland Browns fan.
Yeah.
Would go in disguise, so and sit in the dog pound in the end zone, right?
Yeah. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, it does. It'd be nice to see them win the World Series or a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
All right, so the name is on the bat, an autograph behind you, and who is that, Peyton?
It's none other than Hammer and Hank Aaron.
Hammer and Hank Aaron.
Yeah.
Considered arguably, I guess you should say, one of the best baseball players of all time.
Yeah.
Not home run hitters, all
No.
around, yeah.
A fun fact is, if you take away his 755 home runs, he still gets to, that would get to 3,000 hits.
You took all his home runs away.
Yeah.
He would still he'd be in the 3,000 hit club.
Yeah.
That's how amazing. He's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna briefly go over this week's games, Peyton. I'm gonna read the games in the series and the pitchers just for the Brewers. All right.
Okay.
So Monday, the 3rd of May, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, the Brewers travel to Philadelphia. Starting tomorrow, Adrian Hauser takes the bump, as they call it, right?
Yeah.
Eric Lauer, I'll just call him what, Fred Peralta?
Yes.
Fred Peralta or Slider Peralta, is
Yeah.
it? And then Brandon Woodruff finishes out on Thursday. What do you have to say about that matchup?
Well, first of all, Hauser, like you mentioned, 5-2 for just literally was 1 out away from a quality start his last start. So I think hopefully he can build off of that. And the Phillies ballpark is a hitter's ballpark, so he really needs to, get his pitches down on the ground, what he's famous for, and pitch to contact and get ground balls.
And we hope Eric Lauer pulls some magic again, right?
Yeah.
On Tuesday he's pitching.
Yeah, it will be interesting because it won't be the Dodgers across the front of the jersey. It will be another the Phillies. So maybe he can just, they say if you're nervous, dream of people in your, the dream of the audience in your underwear. Maybe he can, to himself, think that, imagine, the Dodgers.
Pretend they're wearing Dodgers uniforms?
Yeah, not Philly.
Because since he's the Dodgers slayer,
Yeah.
Fred Peralta, Brandon Woodruff finishes it up. And then let's go next weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. the Brewers stay on the road. They go down to Florida to play the Marlins. We have Corbin Burns, who should be back from the injured list on Friday. Adrian Hauser, and they don't have anyone slated yet for next Sunday. What do you think about those matchups, sir?
Bones. I mean, really, what can you say? I mean, he's just been amazing.
What does he need? 3 strikeouts and no
I
walks?
think 2.
2 to tie.
He's at 41. He needs 15.
49.
Oh yeah.
So 2 to tie, 3 to take the lead.
Yeah. So I mean, it's gonna be must-watch television.
Yeah. And Adrian Hauser pitches Monday and Saturday, and who knows who will pitch Sunday.
And I don't know, Jordan Zimmerman is an option with all his, I think, 13 years as a starter.
Yeah,
so,
in the majors, yeah.
Yeah, so Craig, has him.
Do you think Bettinger is it? Do you think he'll be on a minor league team?
Yeah, on Tuesday, the minor league seasons begin.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
So he pitched with the Suckers, so I mean, I would imagine he might be slotted to start the season with the Sounds.
All right. Do you have any last words to say? I think we're going to wrap this up.
Yeah, hopefully, I just wanted to say, hopefully Alex is back for the Mullen series. So it's pretty cool.
And Kane, too, right?
Yeah.
Well, they're lucky to have not have those 2 players.
Yeah.
And Burns, and they're still in first place.
I just hope when they come back, they don't, slide.
Yeah, they don't ruin what's a good thing, right?
Yes, right.
As of this morning, they had the best record in the National League, and I think second best in baseball percentage-wise.
Yeah, amazing.
All right, so this is the first ever Peyton Suds Report. We're actually about 15 minutes away from the Timber Rattler Stadium up in Appleton here.
Yeah.
We'll be on every Sunday night. My name is Paul Haller, and this is the star of the show, Peyton.
Yeah.
Any adios or goodbyes?
Come back. I hope you guys can join us next week when we go up talk Brewers, talk for last week with the Brewers.
Yeah, and it'd be nice again to go. What did we go 5-2 this last week?
Yeah.
All right, one last wave, Peyton, and I'm going to click her off.